Tom Langmyer, a Buffalo native, has spent more than 40 years in the broadcasting industry in a career ranging from leading legendary stations in major markets to serving in significant corporate positions.
At an incredibly young age, he got into radio. He had the little radio in his bedroom. He used to spend hours tuning stations, identifying them, where they were, what kind of programming they had, and he was just, preteen.
During his time at Sweet Home High School in Amherst, he interned at WKBW Radio in engineering, and he worked at WBEN-FM in programming. During his college years, he worked simultaneously at WGR, WJYE, WIVB, and WJJL. He also served as general manager of WSAJ AM/FM at his alma mater, Grove City College, at WEDA in Grove City, Pennsylvania, and at radio stations in Youngstown, Ohio.
Once upon a time, I was program director of WBEN Radio in Buffalo, New York, and I found this kid, and he wanted to get into radio, so I gave him an internship, unpaid, and I sent him out into the world to record people's reactions to things, and he was terrific. And so I rewarded him with a 12-hour non-speaking air shift. Later on, he became famous, and it was all my fault.
First time I met Tom, I was an intern at WGR, and he was incredibly nice to me for some strange reason. And he said, hey, I'd love you to be my intern, help in the programming department. And I'm like, absolutely. The one thing that Tom did for me was teach me discipline. His voice and his discipline still carried me to this day, even, segueing from radio to television and then eventually to streaming. Tom Langmyer, so sorry. I'm happy that you got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there today, even though I'm at that table over there.
After college, he continued at WGR for several years, becoming the station's airborne traffic reporter, while also working in program management. Known as Captain Tom, Langmyer is remembered for an emergency landing on Buffalo's Delaware Park Golf Course in 1985. After that event, he obtained his pilot's license so he could fly the plane too. During his time at WGR in Buffalo, Langmyer also worked on the air on weekends at WTAE in Pittsburgh, sometimes flying himself between the two cities. In 1986, he left Buffalo for Syracuse, where he served as operations director of WSYR and WYYY for 6 years. Langmyer joined CBS in St. Louis in 1992 as program director of KMOX and was later promoted to vice president and general manager, maintaining the station's #1 status during his entire 13-year run. In 2005, Tom joined Tribune Company as vice president and general manager of the legendary WGN Radio in Chicago, a position he held for 8 years. His accomplishments included overseeing sales, setting a record in revenue achievement as Chicago's top billing station, and bringing the NHL Chicago Blackhawks to WGN.
I think Tom was born to be in radio. He's a radio junkie. He talks about the history of radio and the importance of radio and the impact that it's had on him. And he's a brilliant leader, and he's played a big role in helping the Blackhawks come back to relevance, because Tom had a very rich hockey background in Buffalo, and he knew that there was something there. He felt the vibration that the Blackhawks could come back with the help of WGN Radio and Tom Langmyer. So I would say that Tom Langmyer has played a huge role in the comeback of our franchise.
Tom's currently Vice President of News Talk Sports for EW Scripps Radio Division, and he serves as Vice President and General Manager of WTMJ AM and WKTI FM in Milwaukee.
He is someone who values the stories and the sharing of culture and handing that down, using that to create a community of people that he's with, whether it's family, friends, or staff.
The Buffalo Broadcasters Association is proud to induct Tom Langmyer into the Hall of Fame class of 2018.